Hopefully, this is going to be better. We will see.
One way to find out.
We gonna see.
Cracking. Your audio. Oh, I just got a message.
I know. So we'll see what happens though. Hopefully this is better. I'm not sure what was happening there, but something was sucking up the bandwidth, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Sure what was happening there, but something. Is that your phone?
I just muted. Yeah. I logged on to YouTube. Yeah.
I saw that. It was like I heard that like way delayed. Like what is that? That's right, Bobby Cat, and we're back. Hopefully we're much better. We'll see. Stephanie, how are you? It's been a while. Just got the Blackstone 22. Nice. Terry, what's up? Cars. Wait, we're back, man. We're back. Hopefully this is gonna be a little better. Not sure what all was going on there, but something was absolutely sucking up our bandwidth, and apparently I was all kinds of pixelated and frozen and whatever, which I never saw. So everything looked good on my end, but hey, hopefully we're back here and we can make it through the stream, man. What you think, dog?
We're gonna make it, man. We're gonna make it.
That's all you got.
That's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got. We just wait. We back on. Got some warm weather again. So,
hey, look here, guys out there. If you're watching and you can hear this, I am now taking applications for a new photographer for the
not this again.
Because my photographer just got fired. So if you guys are interested in becoming the official photographer for the DawgfathasBBQ YouTube channel,
I get fired every few weeks.
Dude, it ain't a party. I get fired 3 times. At least 3 times. Yeah, right?
At least 3 times, right?
It's all good though, man. It's all good.
Shoot.
So we're gonna try this again. Stephanie, what are we drinking? Well, I've got some vanilla vodka.
Do you know what you're drinking, bro?
I know what I'm drinking because I was about to say the jug because you know how often we drink the jug. But the last time we got on the jug, man, the jug sat us smooth down. So kind of taking a little time out from the jug, and we're kind of playing around with some vanilla vodka. Well, I am playing around with some vanilla vodka and some Dr. Pepper. So, you know, it is what it is. So
nice.
So let's see, where are we at here? We were talking about earlier, you know, for you guys that are coming back that maybe you missed it earlier. We did a live stream cook today for LonestarGrillz, made some pork chops and some sweet potatoes, and we actually got my man Mr. Federico over there, got him on after the live stream and got him on the silverback playing around with some sweet potatoes. And man, I gotta tell you, Fed, you've come a long way, bro. I'm seeing the grill marks you got on these sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah,
they look good.
The grill marks was on fire, boy. My grill mark game was on point.
Man, absolutely. So tell me, bro. So as we've been, yeah, there you go, man. They look good. Look at that. So as we've been hanging out and you've gotten to, you know, hang out here on Barbeque Boulevard, as well as we've, you know, gone down to hang out with our buddy Ryan and JB, you know, from Backline Smokers and Barton Smokeworks. You've gotten to hang around us and get your hands on, you know, making brisket ribs and this. So you want to share with people, man, like, what have you learned, man, and where you were when you started and where you are now? What was that progression like?
Man, it's been interesting because it's a lot of the things that you showed me when we were a lot of the things that you showed me when I first started, which was when I got that new Bronxville girl from years ago, bruh. You've evolved, and then as you evolved, you've taken me along that path. So I've definitely learned a lot. You know, never knew how to cut a brisket, never knew anything about trimming a brisket. So now, you know, I've gotten some tips from you, from JB, from Ryan. Learning the difference, you know, I evolved from, you know, before cooking to temp, you know, wrapping in foil, to now cooking the color. That was a big change. Just hey, get the color that you want. Checking for the doneness using the probe there. Definitely notice a big difference from what I was doing before. Flavor profiles, man. Learning the management of the fire, being out there on um oh my god, on Ryan's pit, and playing with the fire and really learning about that fire management. And with his pits, man, it holds that heat so well, right? It was really good to learn that fire management. To now even messing around with the pork chops and the sweet potatoes. Never put sweet potatoes on the grill. Talking with you about having that high heat, getting those nice grill marks on there. How long to have those potatoes in there and get them nice and crisp on the outside, but still soft on the inside. It's been a learning curve. It's been a learning curve. And the can't forget the ribs. We did that cook with the ribs a while back with those Brotherton sauces. That was probably the best ribs I'd have made. Of course, that was also the best brisket. Changing up the flavor profile, did all the trimming. Um, but yeah, man, it's been fun. It's been fun. I'm still looking to see, what else I can learn. I'm in an apartment now, so can't really do too much at the house. But whenever I come over here to Barbecue Boulevard, I take that opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely, and man, I gotta say, when we hooked up that day and we did the hashtag brisket challenge over there with Ryan on the shot pit that he had it, and God, I gotta tell you, man, you really stepped your game up that day. You weren't afraid to get in there, with the big dog, so to speak. Man, you trimmed up some mighty fine brisket, and you got it rubbed down pretty good. And man, you did a phenomenal job making some brisket that day, man. And got to tell you, man, I think you on sous chef strong right now. You got that sous chef title on strong, man. So it's been fun, man, playing around and seeing the progression, that you've made from the beginning, like you said, back in the day with the new Braunfels smoker, playing around with doing brisket back then to what you are doing now. It's completely two different animals. So you've come a long way, man, and it's been fun kind of showing you some of the techniques and methods or whatever that I know, and being able to see somebody take what I do and go off and play with it on their own grill and make some great barbecue, man. So as much as you've learned from me, man, I've learned from you because I'm not a teacher. You know what I'm saying? Gene's a teacher. There's plenty of teachers out there, and it takes a special type of person to be a teacher, is what I always say. And he has the patience to be a teacher, which I don't. And so she's taught me a lot as far as, babe, you gotta slow down, you gotta explain things, because I just take for granted everybody knows how to fire up charcoal. I just take that for granted, and then come to find out not everybody really does know how to fire up charcoal. So you kind of have to explain those things. And so learning from her as far as that, and then practicing that with you, and then putting them in the videos and getting the feedback, from people that are taking some of the principles and methods that I use in the videos, and they try for themselves. And it's just been, a great goodness, man. So as much as you learn from me, or even you guys out there learn from me, I'm learning from you as well. And I enjoy, getting your feedback, seeing your pictures, seeing your progress of making different things in barbecue. So thank you guys just as much. And I want to say Samantha Gillis, thank you so much for becoming a member of the DawgfathasBBQ YouTube channel. And if you are on Facebook, please make sure to go into on YouTube, go to the community tab. And within and I'm sorry that I don't have it tagged up or pinned up at the top right now, but in the community tab, you're going to see a thread that's going to be for new members, as in go into, if you're on Facebook, make sure you check us out, click the link, and hey, let's get you added to our Facebook group that's for our members only. And Samantha, thank you so much for jumping in there and becoming a member. So Federico,
What's up?
Samantha's in the dog pound, guy.
Oh, all right. What's good, Samantha?
All
Welcome,
right.
welcome.
All right. So let's see. We got Carlos, do you have any videos on smoking pork belly? Federico, do we have any videos on smoking pork belly?
Yes, I do believe we do. Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Hey, Carlos, tell you what, brother, go to the channel and click on videos on the videos tab. And when the videos tab pops up, you're going to see a little search window there on the side, on the right side. And in there, if you pop in pork belly, the videos that I have associated with pork belly will pop up. And that's where you'll see them. Now, I can say that people ask me all the time, what is your favorite thing to barbecue? And they think I'm going to say brisket. And I can absolutely tell you the favorite thing I like to cook is pork belly. I like making porchetta. So, yeah, man. So,
Yeah.
hey, porchetta is very good. It's one of those. It's a dish that basically has a good wow factor to it, and when you see that pork belly, especially when you get the pork belly, it still has the skin on, and you're able to make that pork belly nice and succulent in the inside, but yet the outside is nice and crunchy. What do they call that? What do they call? What's it called?
Huh? I'm just listening to your words, bro. You intoxicating me.
Yeah, but that crispy pork skin, what's it called there?
Is that chicharrones?
Oh, wait, say that again.
Is that chicharrones?
Yeah, chicharrones.
Chicharrones.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that chicharrones. I mean, you get that crispy pork skin, man, and you get that nice salt to it or whatever. Come on, man. That stuff is really good. But hey, yeah, Carlos, we absolutely have some pork belly on there. I want to do more pork belly. We've done the pork belly burn ins. We've done the porchetta. I want to kind of do some stuff. Like we've done brisket, done pork belly like brisket. So I need to start filming some more of these little pork belly cooks, as well as Carlos. We've made our own homemade bacon with our pork belly. And what do you think about that homemade bacon there, Fad?
Man, that homemade bacon's real good. He don't have a need to go to the store no more. Neither do I, because I just come over here. So
no, absolutely, man. If you make your own pork belly into your own homemade bacon, man, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to go buy the store-bought bacon anymore. So. But yeah, man, we absolutely have some on there. Hey, Johnny Mags is in the house. Johnny Mags, what's going on, brother? Always glad to see the Mags man in the house from the East Coast. So, Johnny Mags, man, welcome, brother. Glad to have you in here. And Beefcake Wizard, hey, what's going on, brother? I don't think I've seen that name before, but Beefcake Wizard, thank you for popping in and hanging out with us on a Saturday afternoon right here when you could have done anything you wanted to do, but you chose to come hang out with the Dawgfatha and Federico. Thank you, sir. Let's see, Samantha. Finally, I was able to get another brisket to smoke tomorrow. We're going to do Texas style, like you told. Nice. Absolutely, man. Tell you what, Texas style brisket and barbecue is just what I really love. For those of you guys that don't really understand what that means, is Central Texas really yields to those flavors of salt and pepper. Coarse ground black pepper, 16 mesh. We love making our barbecue with that. We don't really put a lot of other stuff into it. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that's what we really prefer here in Central Texas. And I love those flavors that you combine that salt and pepper with that post oak smoke, and it just has that just great unique flavor. And so we absolutely love it here. So yeah, I love that. Samantha, good luck with that brisket. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and maybe you'll send me some pictures of it, guys. If you want to send pictures of your, whatever you do that, maybe you saw a video that might have inspired you to make something or whatever, or even if it's something you just decided to make and you want to show it off, send it to me. Hit me up on Instagram, same name, TheDawgfathasBBQ, as well as on Facebook, TheDawgfathasBBQ. Send it to me if you want to send it to me an email. TheDawgfathasBBQ@gmail.com. But send me those pictures and let me know what you did. And hey, I look forward to seeing those. Randy, first off, new name to me here. I don't think I've seen you on the stream or on the channel before. So welcome to the DawgfathasBBQ YouTube channel on this fine Saturday afternoon. It's overcast, but it's okay, right? We ain't at 4 degrees like we were last week or whatever, and we ain't at 110 like we're gonna be in some weeks down the road. But hey, we're here, we're hanging out, and it's because of people like you. So Randy, hey, upgraded my smoked ribs game, Weber cattle. And the Weber cattle, I'm telling you. is one of those cookers. I don't care what cooker I have, and I've been blessed and fortunate to have a lot of different cookers to play around with. The Weber kettle is one I'll never give up. I don't care what trailer pit I get, what backyard offset I get, what pellet smoker I get. Man, the Weber kettle is so fun to cook on. And, whenever people hit me up, and they hit me up often asking about, a great cooker for a beginner to barbecue, what's a great pit that I can get on that I can grill and I can smoke on and I can do different things on? I always say the Weber kettle. Weber kettle is an absolute phenomenal beast when it comes to making great barbecue and good grilled foods. Along with it being so easy to cook on, you have so many attachments, man, that you can play with. I actually had 2 Weber kettles, and we rehomed one of them to what was that dude's name that came and picked up that?
Oh no! Oh wait.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, but no, man. I mean, you can do different things on it, like rotisserie you can put on it, a pizza oven type deal you can put on there and make your own, homemade pizzas. I mean, there's just tons and tons of accessories for the Weber kettle. So absolutely love the Weber kettle, Randy. Know you're gonna love that. Know you're gonna love it. Ribs, man. Have you done ribs on the Weber kettle yet, Ben?
I haven't, man. The only other one I did was on your drum.
Okay. Yeah, on the PVC. That's right.
Yep.
Big barrel cooker. Hey, Johnny Mags. Bro, we're trying to keep up with you. Look at you, man. You got the nice little goatee going with the shaved head and glasses. You see that?
Yeah.
Hey, and he's pimping it out like what?
Yeah.
No, Johnny Mags is an absolute phenomenal dude, man. Love Johnny Mags and the whole New England Pitmaster crew, man. Guys, a great, fantastic social community. If you're if you really like barbecue and hearing and learning and all the newest tips and tricks and this and that and the other, and definitely you want to go check out the New England Pitmasters over on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, New England Pitmasters, as well as Pit Life Barbecue. My man Johnny Mags actually has I've been on the Pit Life Barbecue podcast with Johnny Mags and Greg DiGiorgio.
Yeah.
Fantastic guy.
That's like a professional studio.
Man, the first time I saw his studio, I was like, damn, Johnny Mags is like, dude, he like up there.
That's on NBC or something.
Yeah, man. He trying to be like Howard Stern, man,
right?
Johnny Mags and Greg DiGiorgio over there doing things, no, these guys, man, they have a phenomenal thing going with their podcast. Great Facebook group, a lot of knowledge floating around in there. A lot of posts of all kinds of different barbecue. Even my man C-Mac. C-Mac was in here earlier on our failed attempt at a stream here a little while ago. We got some of this straightened out, but even C-Mac's on there doing things with his Art of Flame. And I mean, guys, make sure you go check out the New England Pitmasters on Facebook, and make sure you get in there and check out the Pit Life Barbecue on Facebook as well as here on YouTube. So phenomenal guy. Hey, Frack Daddy's in the house. We've made it now. Frack Daddy's in. Frack Daddy Jared, what's going on? And my man Steven and Jack. Hey, Steven from Trinidad.
All right.
Hey, Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, welcome, Steve. Glad to have you in here. So let's see. Samantha says, what would you think about smoking stuffed jalapeno?
Hold on. Wait. No, I can't let you answer that. I've been waiting for it. Look, Samantha, if you follow, before the Dawgfatha was the Dawgfatha, back in the days, if y'all can remember, when we used to actually have gatherings, people get together, the guy, the Dawgfatha, Miss Jean, they'd have, Super Bowl parties, just cuz parties, we just gonna get together type things. And there was one thing that was always there. And if you didn't come early, you wasn't getting none. And that was those stuffed jalapeno poppers. That was some of the first things off the grill. And they didn't last long. If the party started at 5, you had to about 5:05. That was
absolutely
it. So Samantha, if you think about putting some of those on the smoker, go ahead and do it. You are not going to be disappointed.
Absolutely. Man. Have fun with them, Samantha. Play around with them and make it your own. I mean, everybody does jalapeno cream cheese wrapped in bacon. We would take little smoky sausages and put them in there and have some you know, the jalapenos and the cream cheese and the little smoky, wrapped it in bacon, topped it in some rub. Or we do what then? Here's a great question for you. Do you even remember the other style of jalapeno popper, quote unquote, that I made?
No, you know what? I'm gonna fail this one because I don't remember.
If you guys are watching right now, here's your opportunity to watch our favorite cameraman get fired again. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
I done had so much good food here. You know, no, I do not remember the one unique style that you happened to make 17 years ago. My bad, man.
Damn, did you try to make a save right there or what? Man, that's hilarious. All right, man, you ain't gonna get fired right now.
Yeah.
All right, no, so guys, another video that we've got out actually on the channel. We did Texas Twinkies. Texas Twinkies is basically a jalapeno popper. Take out the little smoky sausage that we just talked about and add brisket. That's right. We would go jalapeno, some cream cheese, a little bit of brisket, wrapped it in bacon, and then smoked it. That's what you call a Texas Twinkie, guys. And so if you haven't seen it before, go to the channel, you know, and click on videos, and in that search window, type in Texas Twinkies, and you'll see the video for that. Absolutely a great appetizer for your barbecue party, get together, it's big game day snacks, whatever you want to call it. They are absolutely phenomenal. But you know what, Fed? Let's talk about something else that's absolutely a great get together appetizer that, again, if you don't get there early, they're gone. And all you get to do is hear about them.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What you talking about? If you talking about what I think you talking about,
I've
been asking you about those for a little while.
We talking about it. We talking. Like, I literally had to go grab one and hide it.
Yes, you did.
Because, you know, whenever we have get-togethers, man, we might run, seriously, before, you know, pre-COVID, we might run 40, 50 deep in here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I would make stuff, man, and it would disappear so damn fast that I wouldn't even get any. And so this particular day, I remember I had to grab some, set it to the side, you know, and people kept asking, hey, man, is there any more? No, they're gone. They're gone. Do you remember what that was?
Oh, yeah, I remember what that was. I know you talking about them pig wings. Man, hopefully Tyson ain't on right now, because he might start to have some flashbacks with me and Tony to show them that pan that wasn't there by the time he got here.
Man,
pig wings. If y'all don't, I'm gonna let this man describe pig wings, and it's been hard to find them, haven't it?
You know it is, man. You know, I know you can go online and you can find them and order them in, what have you. But basically, man, it's part of the pig shank. You know, it's the way that they cut it and everything. It makes it almost look like a drum, like an oversized chicken wing drum on steroids. But it's actually pork. And man, when you get those, like, you get them from, you order them in or go to a meat shop or whatever, basically you'll get them and they're already pre-cooked. And so all you're really going to do is warm them through, put them on your pit, add a little smoke flavor to it and warm it through or whatever. And the way that I did that day was I actually did that, and we dipped them in barbecue sauce and put them back on the pit, let them heat through, and then put them out to serve. And I tell you what, man, those things disappeared so fast. It was absolutely ridiculous. But I did get to set aside a couple for Gene and I before they were all gone. And phenomenal appetizers, man, for your game days or any type of hangout. So, hey, before I continue, let me give a shout out to my man, Daddy Dutch. I saw Daddy Dutch in the house. Daddy Dutch and my man Kent. My man CJ, Chef Johnny, T-Roy Cooks, Bottle Cap Barbecue, my man Uncle Steve. All of these guys are all getting together. Even Aimum and Claimum, I believe, is hanging out. Guys, everybody in our little circle is right here in Central Texas today. You know, and that's right. They're hanging out. You know, Kent and CJ flew in, and Mrs. Kent flew in. Everybody flew in, man, and I had to miss it today because we had our live stream today with LonestarGrillz. Bad timing, but hey, man, you guys are all over at Chef Johnny's house right now, having a great time. If you guys are watching, I'm so glad you guys are on since I see Kent is on here. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic time and enjoying the Texas weather. You know, it's a little overcast, but it could be worse. But I know you guys are in great hands hanging out with Chef Johnny. And you know, Chef Johnny has a phenomenal property that they're hanging out. They got a great big pavilion out there. They got the swimming pool. And I mean, they got the whole nine. And so those guys I know are out there making some fantastic food. I know that I saw Chef Johnny said he was going to throw a pork belly or a pork butt on earlier today. And it's going to have some pork butt ready for those guys when they showed up. And I don't know who all is going to be cooking what, but I know they're having a fantastic time. I know that Uncle Steve actually took them out for some Tex-Mex food the other night in Houston. They had a great time, got bellies full, and then went to Tomball. Now, there's two places. There are two things that I think about when I hear Tomball. Okay. Tomball is right outside of Houston. You know that, right? Northwest Houston. Tomball. So what do I think of when I hear Tomball? I think of Tejas Barbecue and Chocolate. You remember out there with our buddy Scott Moore, you know, and they got the chocolate truffles and the barbecue and the boudin, the barbecue boudin and all that. But man, there's another place out there. I don't know if you've been there yet, Fed. Gene and I have been there. It's called Goodson's. Oh, chicken fried steak, bro. Oh yeah, man. Chicken fried steak. So when I hear Tomball, I think of, you know, barbecue, the Tejas barbecue and chocolate. It used to be called the Chocolate Craftery, and now it's called Texas Barbecue and Tejas Barbecue and Chocolate. But also Goodson's with that chicken fried steak, man. Two phenomenal places out there. If you ever end up in the Tomball area out there by Houston, guys, go check it out. But I know that Steve, my man, Uncle Steve, took those guys out there to go check out that chicken fried steak, man. So they've had a great time. I really wish I could go hang out with those guys, man, and you know, just be around the guys, you know, and just have a great time. But I know they're having a phenomenal time over there at Chef's house. So yeah, man, there you go. Uncle Steve says we miss you. We're all sitting around, man. Miss you guys too, Uncle Steve. Wish I could get out there and hang out with y'all. But hey, it's all good. We got the dog pound right here. We're bringing them on. If you guys want in, Steve, I can send you a link and hopefully we can get, maybe, you know what, Steve, tell you what, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link on Facebook. And if you guys want to pop in, man, pop in and hey, let's see what you guys are up to today. Maybe y'all got some great food that you got cooked up right now that you can you know, share with everybody since we're all on here hanging out at Barbecue Boulevard. So absolutely. What you think, Fed?
Oh yeah, man. That would be lovely. Man, get some of these guys to come on and see what they got going on. Oh, wait, now I'm seeing Raymond. I'm gonna say deal. Armadillo eggs. You know what? I used to see that on an HEB commercial. So I don't know that I've ever had. Have you had armadillo eggs? I don't think I've ever had
them. Well, you know what? I have. You know, the funny thing is that here where we're at, we are by a small town called Hutto. And here in Hutto, they have their moniker, you know, for the high school or whatever. They're the Hutto Hippos, you know. And so there's a meat market that's over here close to us, and I go over there and I buy stuff from them from time to time, and they have their version, and they're called hippo eggs. You know, so it's the same type of thing. You know, built. You know, they got the ground, you know, sausage that they're using. You know, sometimes stuffed with cream cheese and jalapeno. It's basically like a jalapeno popper stuffed inside sausage, wrapped in bacon. So you got this egg. It looks like an egg that's about like that big around. Good stuff. Great stuff. You know, it's kind of like a Scotch bonnet. You know, have you ever had a Scotch bonnet egg?
Yeah,
Scotch bonnet egg? No.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking
I'm saying
Scotch
bonnet. It's because I crossed it.
Oh,
you know, because you know we're Scotch bonnet, you know, and Caribbean.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
it's a Scotch. It's basically this egg that's got. I mean, It is egg, but it's the ground sausage, but it's got this egg inside it. And the egg, I've made those before. Oh, you showed up late, so they were gone.
Wow, really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
No, but basically, it's an egg that's put inside the sausage and then wrapped in bacon, and basically it's about making the egg. You boil the egg, make it soft boiled, so that when you actually cut through this, you get the ooze of the yolk and the whole nine. Yeah, man, it's some great stuff. I might have to make a video on that. I actually attempted one time. I think I made the video and then deleted it, and I thought, no, I'm not going to post it or something. I can't remember, but I've made those before, so yeah, absolutely, Raymond. Have heard of armadillo eggs, and great stuff, guys. Again, Jean Marie is actually moderating the chat, so if you guys have questions, she will absolutely get those questions and get them up for us. But hey, before we continue, guys, I just want to say we got our man Uncle Steve is in the house. What's going on, Uncle Steve? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Alton, man, I'm doing great. What's up, man?
Hey, we got the chef Johnny.
Other than me, it's a real who's who. We're all sitting down because we have all eaten more than human should eat.
Oh yeah.
We've had James's ribs. We've had brisket and brisket nachos. We've had tamales. We'd have pulled pork. We've had pulled pork nachos. We've had fried shrimp. We've had fried alligator. We've had sausage.
Nice.
We've had chicken. T. Roy brought some chicken. Lamb. Rack of lamb. Backstrap. And a few adult beverages.
Hey, I got mine right here, man.
Yep.
Absolutely. It sounds like you got like a whole smorgasbord going on over there.
So if y'all had the California boys, then
I'm gonna pass.
So who's all?
So everybody can say hi.
Yeah, man, absolutely. CJ, everybody knows. I always say CJ is my hero, man.
hey,
That's my dog right there. What's up, CJ?
Did you bring the avocado?
Look at that hat.
Nah, I'm jealous because I haven't even got one of those hats.
Oh, what's up, guys?
How you doing, CJ?
I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm gonna give you over to James from Maybe McClaim.
All right, man. All right, CJ. Good seeing you, bro. Look at the boy. There he is. What's up, man?
Hold it up like this.
How's it hanging? A little to the left.
Hey, man, always. Hey, I heard you. You went over there and hit them boys up with them famous ribs.
Everybody wants to look at themselves on the screen.
I had to spoil them just a little bit.
There you go. Just a little bit. I hear you.
Yeah, I hate watching a
Cool, man. Just want to jump on and say howdy. Hope you fellas are doing well.
I'm guilty of doing it too.
So,
Absolutely. Aim and claim them in the house.
I'll pass it on down the line.
All right.
Being good.
Jared, go yeah.
Oh, okay, go, Jared.
Come on, Ken.
Who's up next?
What's up,
There he
brother?
is. Hey, man, we got Frack Daddy in that. What's up, Jared? How you doing, man?
Not much, man.
Hey, who's that
you ain't
stalker behind
cracking,
you?
You ain't stacking. Hey, who's this?
Look at that handsome devil right there.
What's up, bro?
Oh, man. What's going on, Ken? How you doing, man? Daddy Dutch
Good,
Barbecue
brother.
is in the house.
So, hey, Chef Johnny has said it's Dumb and Dumber right here, but hey, man,
It works.
if you ain't fracking, you ain't stacking, baby.
Hey, I hear that, man. I hear that. Gladys, man,
so-
and we still got to hang out, Jared.
Yes, sir, we do. But hey, I'm gonna pass you on to. He doesn't need no introductions, but here he is.
There he is. What's up, T. Roy? How you doing, brother?
Hey, brother Alton, man. Miss you, bro. You got to come over and hang out sometime.
Man, absolutely. It's been way too long, man. And you know, it's funny because we live minutes down the road from each other.
Yeah,
You know,
like 20
but
minutes apart.
we've been, you know, kind of playing it safe with all that stuff going on. But hopefully, the end of the road of that is going to be coming up, and we'll get to come hang out again real soon, man.
Man, yeah. I'm gonna try to do a crawfish bowl, okay?
Oh man, I tell you what, brother, if you have a crawfish boil, I'm there.
I was just telling the guys, man, I need to fill up that jug you got me.
You know what? We were just talking about that earlier. Super Bowl weekend, and I think we kind of partook in a little bit of too much of the jug. I think, it kind
My
of,
wife really like hanging out with Gene, man. I tell you.
we had to set it down, man. I haven't drank the jug since that day, so I got something a little different in the cup today. But that jug is absolutely potent, man, and perfect for a crawfish boil. I know that.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing you again, and don't be a stranger. You're welcome anytime to my house.
Likewise, man. Absolutely, man. I can't wait, brother. Can't wait. And make sure you tell the wife hello for both Gene and I. Gene is waving. Gene, you want to pop in?
Say hello. Give her a hug for me, and love you guys. Look forward to seeing you again. And I'll pass this on to the next one.
All righty, brother. Take care.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, we got Grumpus. What's going on, Grumpus? How you doing, brother?
We're just hanging around here telling lies and emptying some cans.
Well, I tell you what, man. People hit me up all the time talking about the LonestarGrillz, and I don't cook on the LonestarGrillz as much as I want to because of the direction that the channel is kind of taking. We do a lot more with the pellet grills and the Weber kettle and so forth. But you know what? When people hit me up in comments or emails or whatever, you are absolutely one of the guys that I direct them to. And so hopefully you're getting some traffic and you're getting to see some of that because, man, I tell you what, you do a great job with that LonestarGrillz, man.
I appreciate that. Well, I sure wish
no
you were
problem.
here. I'd like to shake your hand, man. But
absolutely. Man, hopefully so. It's just we couldn't get the timing right. With again, like I had that live stream that I did today for Grill Grills here on Barbeque Boulevard. So we had to kind of hang out here and stay close to home and get that done. And it was in the middle of the day. So you know what it is, but do what you got to do. But hey, we're on with you guys now, and I can see now that we're really missing out on a good time, Fed.
All right, we're having a great time.
Absolutely, man. All righty. Hey, you take care, brother. We will get together soon, man.
All right. Thanks a lot. We'll see you.
All right.
What's up, everybody?
What? Man, how you doing, bro?
I know it's been a quick minute since I've been around, huh?
I know, man. I know. So the other night, did y'all make it to Goodson's for the chicken fried steak?
We did get some chicken fried steak. That thing was
awesome. Awesome. Man, I knew that was going to happen because it's been a few years since we've been there, Fed. And I know you hadn't heard about Goodson's, but Goodson's, man, the chicken fried steak that's what they're known for. They've been on the Food Network and all kinds of stuff, man. So tell the people where you came from just to make it to this whole shindig.
So I didn't go too far away, just Phoenix, Arizona, only about a 1 hour drive.
That's right, guys.
What I did was I actually brought a cooler with me, so I'm actually going to take a bunch of stuff home with me.
Absolutely,
man. I'm going to stop by the ATB, stack up on a brisket, a couple packs of the dino ribs that we can't get out there.
Absolutely. You might have to hit up a couple of HEBs because they got a limit going on right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. With the whole thing that happened with the weather, they put a limit. I think you can only buy 2 briskets right now.
Oh,
so 2 at a time, and unless you go in and walk back out and walk back in and walk back out. But I think you can only buy 2 briskets right now. But I'm going to tell you right now, dude, what you have to, and get with James, because I'm sure James probably he may have some, but I know he's got the hookup as I do. Make sure you get some of that 16 mesh Fiesta brand coarse brown black pepper. It is not the same as what you get at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, so get some of that. If you were coming through here, I've got a 25-pound bucket. Did I give you some of? But no, that 16 mesh is absolutely phenomenal on brisket. That's what I do when I make my briskets, my Texas style brisket with that kosher salt and that 16 mesh coarse ground from my Fiesta. Fantastic stuff. So make sure you get some of that, dude. Definitely.
Nice. And hey, also, I know I asked you a little while ago about the M-Grill C4. I got one. I got one.
Awesome. Which one did you get? The C4S?
Yeah.
Nice.
The C4, the SCA package.
Oh, the okay. See, I hadn't even got the STA package, man. But that's a phenomenal little grill, and I know that there's a lot of people out there using the C4S SCA now for that State Cooking Association, and it's a phenomenal little grill, man. And before we continue, guys, I just started talking to you. You know, people probably watching. They were like, "Man, maybe if you don't know who this is Bottle Cap Barbecue right here in the house, guys. Bottle Cap from Arizona." Hanging out with the guys here in Texas, drove from Arizona, man, to come hang out, dude. You know what I mean? Come on, man. That is just completely awesome. But no, I'm glad you got to get that SCA package for the C4. Travis McGee and the guys, the whole team over at M Grills, they're doing a phenomenal job out there with those grills. They've come a long way. I remember having the original C4, and then to see where they're at right now, it's completely awesome, dude. I'm glad you got one. Are you going to be putting that on your channel?
I will be. Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
I got pre-integration to get some videos out. Thanks to a few guys out here.
Awesome. So did you get to? I know that I think Kent and CJ maybe made it out to see Chris and Amber over at LonestarGrillz. Were you able to hang out with them for that too?
Absolutely. Yep.
How was that? I'm jealous now. I've got a couple of LonestarGrillz cookers back here, and I have not actually been out there to go actually meet Chris in person and Amber as well. So what was that like, man?
You know, he was when we got there, he was like running around busy. But as soon as we started talking, man, he was just humble, talking to us, friendly. That company out there is phenomenal. I honestly didn't. I mean, obviously you've seen Lone Stars around. A lot of people have them. But until you're in front of them, you don't really know the quality, and that quality is top notch.
Awesome.
And honestly, the pricing that they have is not what I expected. It's actually lower, and I almost walked out with one myself.
Man, I tell you what, the craftsmanship on their products is completely awesome. The price point for what you're getting, you hit it on the head, man. It's affordable for the average Joe that wants to get a good, solid backyard smoker or a Santa Maria grill or any of the cookers that he has, man. I'm jealous, dude. I didn't get to go hang out and meet him in person.
I know he
man.
missed you, dude. You really did.
Oh man, I wish I could have gotten out there. It would have been a phenomenal time, man.
That's what he said last
And I got to tell you that, you know, when I first started looking at SCA stuff, I haven't done my first SCA event yet because we're gearing up to do it, and then COVID hit. But I looked at one of your videos, man, and how you really, you know, outline SCA and how to do it. And I got to tell you, man, it was a great video. You gave a lot of great, solid information in your video, man, just talking about that thing. And kind of like, you know, whenever somebody wants to do something like that, they have maybe a little bit of fear about, you know, how do I jump into this? And really, dude, your video really kind of just put it at ease and said, you know what, you can go do this, man. Go have fun with it. You know, so thank you for making that video, man. That was phenomenal.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, man,
I'm
absolutely.
going to go ahead and pass you on around.
All right.
Someone's phone's dying, and my arm's going to kill me. So.
All right, man. You see that, Fed? We getting passed around. Chef Johnny, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
buddy. I feel like I'm fixing to blow up. I ate so much today.
Man, you probably not eating like that anymore now.
Well, I'm not used to it, you know what I'm saying? But no, great food, great company. Had a wonderful, wonderful day, and we're sitting around here relaxing and talking. And you know, you've been to hangouts, you know what they're like. But we're having a wonderful time with some great.
So much more food than you could ever eat.
Yes, just like the well, some of them. All right.
Well, good deal, man. I'm so glad that whole event kicked off and everybody got there safely, and you guys are all hanging out and enjoying each other. I wish we could have been there, man.
That's what I said a while ago. I said, all right, that's what you told us last time. So next time you better show up.
Yeah, I think last time I was actually working my real job and I couldn't get out. That's when AB and the whole gang was out there and I couldn't make it then. And then this one we had our live stream scheduled. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, but hey, I'm glad you guys got to get together and hang out. It's great seeing, you know, YouTubers from all over the place getting to hang out in Central Texas. And if they're gonna hang out with somebody that knows what's going on, Chef Johnny, you the one, man. You the one.
Little bit.
I've
cooked a few briskets in my life.
Just a few. I still can't understand why you make these briskets so dark, though, man. I don't understand
Yeah.
that.
Well, hey, everybody do their own, but I just try to cook something, and some people think it's good, some people tell me it's not, but I
It is
like
what it is.
That's what's important.
Absolutely. All righty,
That's it, buddy. I'm gonna pass you Uncle Steve, and he'll close it back out.
All righty, man. Good seeing you.
Y'all guys be good. Good to see all of y'all.
All righty, man. Take it easy.
Right,
and we
man,
made the
Alton,
full circle.
There you go. Thank you for
All
letting
right.
us come on. We all love you and we miss you.
Hey, man, right back at
we
you.
ate a lot of food for you.
I'm glad you guys did. The funny thing is, we did all this cooking and stuff here today, and I've only had a handful of pretzels today. How does that work out?
I don't know, because I know we all ate our share.
Well, we're gonna get into it in a little while, man. I'm so glad to see you guys all, man, and see what all was going on. And you know what? If there's anybody, man, that can get out there and pull everybody together, you the man, dude. I remember, when all this whole was coming up with the Houston barbecue and rodeo and all that, you were trying to pull it all together, and they threw a big curveball at you with canceling and all that. But you know what? I'm so glad that this whole thing still worked out. You guys got to hang out. You got to get them around to some great places. I'm glad you got to get them over to Goodson's to get that chicken fried steak. I'm upset that we didn't get to get that, but hey, it's all good, man.
All right,
Uncle
buddy.
Steve, I have to jump in here.
Around next year, so we'll try to do it again.
Absolutely, man.
Hopefully, don't hang up.
Gene wants to say something.
I have to tell you, last week when we had no power, okay, but we had gas, and the ice cream was melting, we made pancakes with Bluebell ice cream, and we sprinkled the hell out of it with your dessert shake, and it was so good. So good.
It
was
CJ
amazing.
had that for the first time at my house a couple days ago. He said it changed his life.
Oh, dude.
So good.
Well, because you haven't had it yet, have you, Finn? Nope. So the funny thing is, we only used it, like Gene and I had ice cream one night, and we sprinkled some on, and it was phenomenal. And I'm like, damn, this is good. And then the next time I looked at the bottle, it was like half gone. I'm like, what the hell happened to it? And it was like, oh no, we're running out of ice cream. Yeah, there you go. So we're running out of we had the power go out or whatever, and we're packing the freezers full of snow or whatever before I had to go to work for a few days. But anyway, I come back and half this bottle was gone. I'm like, where'd it go? Well, we had to eat it with the ice cream. We couldn't let the ice cream go to bad. Like, okay, I get it. So we're gonna have to get some more. We got to get some ordered from Uncle Steve. That's some great dessert shake, man. You got a home run right there, brother.
It really worked out well. I'm real proud of it.
Absolutely. And guys, anybody that's in the chat, if you don't know what we're talking about, Federico's got the bottle right there. Uncle Steve's dessert shake, guys. Make sure you get on his website and order it. And you know what? Just so it's just us talking, right? Nobody else is really paying attention. So it's just us. When you get in there and order from Uncle Steve, tell him the Dawgfatha sent you, and I bet you he might throw something in a little extra, because that's the kind of guy Uncle Steve is, man. So
this might happen.
Hey, thank you so much for sending us this dessert shake, brother. It's some phenomenal stuff. And you know what? Everything that you make, I mean, the sweet and smoke, all the smoke bomb, dude, the smoke bomb is like off the hook. The spicier was the stuff that I really, but then the smoke bomb came along. It's like, dude, like CJ says, the smoke bomb and the dessert shake changed the game, man. Absolutely changed the game. Absolutely love it, man. Thank you for what you do and all the support that you give all of us as YouTube content creators, man. We absolutely adore you guys. Please make sure, if you don't know about Uncle Steve's, make sure you get on Uncle Steve. Gene, if you don't mind, pop Uncle Steve's website in the chat. And guys, get in there and order you some, man. There's some great stuff. Great stuff.
Love it. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, man, anytime, man. Anytime. So I know you guys are all hanging out. You're having a great time, getting some food, getting some drink, fellowshipping and everything. I appreciate you guys for popping on for a little bit, man, and hanging out with the Dawgfatha, Federico, Gene, and the Dog Pound. And man, make sure you guys get home safely. Are y'all staying tonight, or are you going back tomorrow?
We're going back this evening. Yeah, 3 hours.
Man, be careful. Yeah, be careful on the road. I know you got plenty of drivers between all of y'all. Y'all can get there, right?
Oh yeah. We're
Just
good.
hey, don't let CJ drive. CJ will fall asleep, man. Don't let CJ drive though.
Oh, he fell asleep on the way here.
I see. You know when he was here last, we had the jug, and he was looking like he was about to fall asleep there. So, hey, but man, I'm so glad you got to get on here, Uncle Steve, and tell everybody we love you guys. We miss you guys. Hopefully, we'll be able to make it next time and all get together, man. So, absolutely, thank you for popping on, brother.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right, take care. Take care. Have a good time, man. All right. There you go, man. Uncle Steve and the gang, dude.
Good
Phenomenal
stuff.
time. Yeah, man. I mean, I know that was a great time that's being had over there. And like I said, we hanging out right here, and we got the dog pound here with us. So do we have any more questions there, Gene? Or do we need to go ahead and wrap this up, or what's going on here? Let's see. Bobby Catton says grill gun works great. It'll start charcoal plus it's absolutely. And I know that's coming because we were talking earlier about, people maybe not knowing how to start up charcoal. But Bobby Catton, I'll tell you what, I've got one of those grill guns and I absolutely love lighting up my charcoal with it. Lump charcoal, especially when I run my Kamado cookers, gets the Kamado cooker up to speed or up to temperature like really super fast. So grill gun is absolutely great. Bobby Catton, I don't know if I've seen any. Because you're in here a lot with, not only my channel, but all the different channels. So I know you're a great supporter of ours. Maybe you need to start a channel. I'm just saying, and if you have, I must have completely missed that. But man, it sounds like you might know what you're doing with the grill. So I kind of want to see that and come, be a fan of yours and see what you got going on. So Beefcake Wizard, have you tried smoking lamb? All right, so Beefcake Wizard, here's the thing. What you laughing for, dog? What you laughing? Why are you laughing? No, so Beefcake Wizard, I am not a fan of lamb. I don't like lamb. I've tried it different ways, and everybody always says, well, man, if you have it my way, if I make it for you, you're gonna love it. No, I'm not a fan of lamb. My man Dash over at Steel Drum Smokers, he's tried to get me on lamb. When he was here, he made lamb. It wasn't bad. It's just not my thing, man. A lot of people have hit me up, offline, sending me emails and messages or whatever about making lamb, and just lamb is just not my thing. So I haven't made lamb. I don't know if I will, to be honest with you, because I don't think I'll eat it. So there you go. So Darnell, have you done a pork brisket? I came across one today. A pork brisket, I have not, dude. I have not. I've heard people talk about pork brisket before, and I have not done one. I might have to try and check that out. So maybe you might have to shoot a video, and we'll come check out your video on your channel, man, and see what's going on with that pork brisket, bro. So go ahead and do that, man. Let us know what's going on. What else you got, Gene? Cooking with Steven and Jacqueline, that right there, dude, that's the #1 moderator right there, Fed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. I don't care whose channel you jump on, whose live stream you jump on. Steven is in the house, man. And not only is Steven in the house, but Steven is probably a moderator too. I'm just saying, because he's that kind of person, man, and he definitely does jump in there and hang out with us, and we love it, man. Supports us all, love him, and he's got a phenomenal channel, and that's why you got to check him out, because my man is from Trinidad and Tobago. So I think you're muted though. But he's from Trinidad and Tobago and makes some phenomenal dishes, and I know you get into those island type dishes, man. So you gotta make sure you go check out Cooking with Steven and Jacqueline. So let's see, just popping in for a few, making some crispy wings there you go. My man Steven and Jacqueline right there. Steven, man, so glad you could pop in for a little bit. Thank you, sir. How's Buddy doing? He's got a little puppy, man, named Buddy. And I always ask, man, so does he bark with that accent, or what's going on? But a cute little puppy, man. So
you stupid, man.
Glad to have Steven in the house. So MacMan35 enjoying the stream, smoking some ribs. All right, man. Central Texas style and a drink. Hey, cheers. Got a drink. Hey man, glad to have you onto the stream, man. And yeah, hook up those ribs, man. That sounds good. I need to make some ribs soon, man. I haven't made ribs in a little bit. Raymond, welcome to the stream. How you doing, brother? And hello from Livingston, Texas. I'm just starting the pellet thing. All right, cool, man. So what kind of pellet cooker are you cooking on there, Raymond? And man, enjoy it. Just have fun with it. And you know what? Don't let people try to tell you, oh, well, if you're cooking on a pellet cooker, you're not cooking and all of that crap, man. Nobody cares about all that. Whoops. Nobody cares about all that, man. You just make some good food, man, and have fun with it. And that's all that really matters, dude. That's all that really matters. Just have fun with it and do your thing. Do your thing. Carlos, have you ever thought of starting a food truck? Boy. Now, if that isn't a question. Yeah, I thought about that there, Carlos, and we're laughing about it because there's obviously a little backstory there. So you know, some years ago, this was probably back in 2000, years are going by here, probably 13, 14, somewhere around in there. You know, we got really serious about, you know, thinking about doing a barbecue business and doing a barbecue truck, food truck. We started doing barbecue at one of the bars locally here where we live. And we got a really good, solid following where people were literally coming out to the bar just to buy barbecue and turn around and leaving. They weren't even going in to get drinks or whatever. They were just enjoying the barbecue that much, which grateful for. So we thought about doing a food truck, you know, and so we went on a little hunt and looking around and checking it out and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah. And we finally found what we wanted. It ended up being a new build that we're going to build up in, it was up in Dallas area. And, you know, as most people that are going to jump out there and do that whole leap of faith, you know, you have your little prayer session and you're looking for that sign, you know, if this is right, if this is what I'm supposed to do, let me know that this is what I'm supposed to do. You remember what happened, Fed? You remember what happened? Memorial Day weekend that year? That was the year. Yeah, that was the year that right after I had that little coming to Jesus kind of talk and prayer session or whatever on that Monday afternoon, Monday evening, had a little slip in the bathroom and ripped my shoulder in half and ended up having to have surgery and I was like, hey, it was my fault. Why? Because I wasn't specific about the type of message or sign that I needed. You know, we could have done without the torn shoulder and anchors put in and being, you know, laid up with the arm and everything for weeks and weeks and weeks. But you know what? That kind of let me know, hey, bro, pause a little bit. You're going too fast. So no, man, we absolutely thought about doing a food truck, but that got kind of put on hold. And then when we really thought about doing something, it's kind of like, yeah, well, you know what? We're not really at that position. And then YouTube kicked off, thanks to my man Federico as well as Gene. They talked me into doing the YouTube thing, and so that's what we've been doing right now. And maybe we might revisit the food truck deal in the future. Hopefully not too far future, but yeah, absolutely, Carlos. We have thought about doing a food truck. So yeah, thanks for asking that. Great question. Great question. TNT, that's my man Thyron right there, man. What's going on, bro? He got 20 briskets to cook next week. See, he knows. He knows, man. He knows. Hey, TNT Barbecue, man. I tell you what, he does a lot of great cooks on his channel. He does a lot of great live streams where he's got that cooker. He's got several cookers, but he's got his cooker loaded up, like he said, with 20 briskets, you know, and 30, 40 racks of ribs and, you know, things of that nature. And a great dude, man. Go check out his channel as well. TNT, I'm so glad you got to come hang out with us here on this fine Saturday afternoon, man. And guess where he's at, Fed? You know where he's at?
Where's that at, man? Where's that?
He's up there where it's not tropical.
like North Dakota? What?
Hey, you might as well be. My man's out there in Idaho. He's out there with old Kent. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
I think him and Kent live probably within a couple of hours of each other or whatever. But yeah, he's out there in Idaho, man. You know, like this little storm we had here, you know, where we, you know, shut down they're laughing at us up there. They have that
day.
Yeah, man. But you know, I saw one of his live streams, man, and I mean everything looked frozen. You know, I'm like, nah, man, y'all keep that up there. Keep that away from me. So anyway, hey, yes, it's Mario's in the house. What's going on? So Carlos C says, how do you become a pit master? Well, Carlos, I can tell you this.
Keep cooking.
I cannot tell you because I'm not a pit master. I mean, I think that term, honestly, this is just my opinion. I think the term pit master is thrown around so much, you know, and too many people are claiming to be pit masters. To me, and this is just my own personal opinion, I'm not telling you this is something set in stone or, you know, the gospel or whatever, but I think in order for you to become a pit master, you have to be well versed on various things that you cook on. You got to be able to cook on a rock if it comes down to it. You know, it can't be where, oh, I don't have my LonestarGrillz or I don't have my sniper pit maker. It doesn't matter. You cook on anything, you know, and I think that, you know, once you've been able to seriously master each one of these different things that you can cook on, again, no matter what it is, and be well versed in the different proteins and not your normal stuff. You know, everybody knows brisket. Well, the majority of people know they know brisket, they know ribs, they know sausages, they know chicken, they know turkey. You know, but what if you start getting into some of these other meats that you don't normally see? You know, what are you going to be able to do with it? And that's where that knowledge of understanding what the different proteins are or how to control your fire on whatever different cooker you're using or, you know, primitive method or what have you, that to me is a pit master. You know, that's just my opinion. You know, what do you think, man?
You know what?
I was thinking about the show
on
Netflix,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. They had that competition. The two things that I took away from that great show. You had the cat that was from the Caribbean, and one of the things that basically Rashid, yes. So one of the things that he said was he didn't cook on in that concrete for where they did the whole hog. They had to cook in the ground, right?
He didn't cook
on any of these things. I don't even think he used a drum before. And what he said was, I know fire management. So if I know fire management, so as long as I know how to manage a fire, I can cook on anything. Right? The other thing that I took away was, I think the woman who won it all, she didn't know, like they were throwing all kinds, what they had to cook, like possum or something, like they were cooking some weird meats or something, right? But what she did was she understood that, well, I just got to take this meat is like this. And so she broke down the profile of the meat and understood that, well, I don't know, I'm going to throw something out there. Possum is like cooking a deer or it's very lean. And I know that with lean meats, you have to do this. So even though, you know, she didn't necessarily cook a lot of different meats. I mean, she was one of those that was tried and true barbecue, right? She was sticking to the Trinity, right? The pork, the ribs, the beef. But she understood the different types of protein and how to apply what she knew to those proteins. So those two things are what I took away from that in terms of if you're going to use the name of a pit master, right? Fire management, no matter what you're cooking on, you know how to control a fire. Number two, no matter what's thrown at you, you know how to relate that to something that you do know how to cook, and you can manage it that way.
Absolutely, man. I agree 100%. Like I said, I think the term pit master gets thrown around so much that, you know, so many people are quick to name themselves pit master. And I mean, you know what? Hey, if that's what you want to call yourself, I mean, that's absolutely fine. I can't tell you you're not. You know, it's just my opinion. You know, I'm just like an average guy, just like everybody else is, and we all have our opinions on what we will, you know, give ourselves a title of. But you know, pit master, I don't know. I don't know. That's just one of those things, man. So, Beefcake Wizard, when is it a good time to use the smoke pellet stick in addition to the mains? So again, you know, it's up to you. There's no, you know, definite you have to or you don't have to. It's just about you. If you feel like you're not getting enough smoke flavor in your cook, add a smoke tube and see if that helps you out. I've used that with brisket, you know, or ribs that I make on a pellet smoker, and there's times I don't use it. And you know what? It just really depends on what I'm going for at that particular time. If I'm really wanting to, you know, get a good accent, a good smoke flavor, maybe I might add it, you know. But if I'm just, you know, just gonna make something or what have you, and I'm good with the regular flavor that comes from the the way that it's set up with the original cook. That's what I'll do. So you just got to play around with it, man, and see what works for you. And that's really all you can do, man. So what you got? Nothing else, Gene? It's like I'm losing my audio here, man.
I hear. Oh, there she is.
I can't hear her. She's muted.
It's on the screen. Do you see it on the screen?
That's the one we just talked to, I thought.
No, that's a new one. I just put it up.
The smoke color?
That's the one we just answered, baby.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking you were doing the other one. Okay, here's my next one. My bad.
All right. Let's see. Irish Kamado Barbecue. So first off, I know that's a new name to me on this channel. I really appreciate you popping in from Wicklow, Ireland. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming to hang out with the Dawgfatha, Federico, Gene, and the Dog Pound. And what's cracking? Samantha, do you ever make your own barbecue sauces? Oh, Lordy. Gene, she asked the question about sauces. Should I let you pop on here for this one? You wanna chime in on that one?
You can say it. You can say it. Just remember, some people like sauces.
I know. So Samantha, here's the thing. For the longest time, I don't know if was I being a barbecue snob? You think I was being a barbecue snob?
I think there's a part of that, but I tend to agree with your way of thinking. So I don't know. Am I being a snob too?
Gene, was I being a barbecue snob then?
No, you weren't.
Okay. Y'all get
you were being an aficionado. A barbecue aficionado.
Yeah, right. So Samantha, so here's the thing. I'm one of those that I've always said that if you make great barbecue, you don't need barbecue sauce. If you make great brisket, great ribs, whatever the flavor is going to be there, you don't need barbecue sauce. And that's the way I kind of approach things. But what I've found is that regardless of how great your barbecue can be, you always have those people that just want sauce regardless. So I would start to play around with sauces, and there's some sauces that I make that are from scratch, and there's some sauces that I'll buy a store-bought sauce and kind of doctor it up and make it to be the flavors that I want. I haven't gotten into actually making my own sauce for market. People have asked me about that, as well as making my own barbecue rub, because I think there's too many fantastic barbecue rubs and sauces that are already out there. But yeah, I do play around with barbecue sauces. And we've gone as far as when we were doing barbecue at the bar we were speaking of earlier, we actually created, or I'm not going to say created, maybe that's too strong a word, but we made our own spin on Alabama white sauce, Alabama white barbecue sauce. It's a mayonnaise-based sauce for you guys out there that don't know. But anyway, we made our version of an Alabama white sauce and basically had a competition at the bar for people to taste the sauce and come up with a name for it. And if we named it what you come up with, you got a free brisket, whole brisket. So yeah, we've played around with some sauces, and I think the number one sauce, man, I don't know if you remember this, but the number one sauce that we ended up doing, and people just absolutely, that's the jacuzzi that just kicked on. If you guys hear that, it's kind of loud actually, but we did jerk. We did the Caribbean jerk sauce. And in fact, I think it was one of your friends that came out there and like really fell in love with that barbecue sauce. But yeah, we did a Caribbean jerk barbecue sauce that really hit really well with the chicken, and so yeah, we do play around with sauces, Samantha. Absolutely, great question. Wait, before Irish Kamado, I'll see your question 1 second. Before I do that, Mama and Papa Joe is in the house. That's my man Clarence Joseph, well-versed competition cook. Dare I say pitmaster? Because this dude he's very well skilled in what he does. And in fact, Clarence Joseph, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, man, is I'm gonna send you an invite, man. And if you are able, maybe we can get you in here and you can share some of your knowledge, man, because I know you are absolutely a wealth of knowledge, and you might have something to add into this on that previous question of pit masters or whatever. So if you can pop in, absolutely do. But glad to see you in the stream, brother. Let's see, Irish Kamado barbecue brisket going on in the morning. Any tips for a first trying? So here's the thing, Irish Kamado. I am absolutely a backyard barbecue kind of guy. I don't really. Let me get this light down a little bit because it's kind of bright, actually. Oops. So I don't typically inject briskets for backyard cooking. I have done it before, but I don't do it very often. I don't really feel like I need to. I think the flavors that I'm looking for in my briskets, I don't think I really need to inject. I don't think because I buy a good quality brisket when I'm able to. I've got the moisture there. I don't have to worry about the brisket drying out too much or whatever. And so therefore, I don't really inject very often. Now, the competition cooks, if Clarence is able to pop on and he can expand on this, but the competition cooks, yeah, they do some injecting and they do a lot of other things, that they do because they got to get all these flavors into this stuff because they're being judged on what they eat. And so therefore, they only have like one bite, maybe two, to impress a judge and get a great score. So they do this injecting and this and that and the other. Now, I'm not telling you don't inject. I'm just telling you that me personally, I don't inject. It's just not my thing. I don't think I need to. I'm not going to tell you not to. If you want to do it, go for it and have fun with it, man. Just hey, my only thing is I just want to know how it comes out. Let me know how this brisket cook is going to go for a first try. And just pay attention to your pit temperatures, man. Again, I think that, barbecue, what makes it hard is being able to control the fire. The fire management, controlling those temperatures is what makes barbecue hard. The flavors and all of that type of thing is not the hard part because, again, if you like the flavor, nobody else can tell you that you're wrong. Nobody can tell you you're not using this, so it's not barbecue or whatever. You make it how you like it as far as the flavors goes. But as far as cooking it, it's all about that fire management to be able to render that fat out of that brisket, slowly in the correct way. Now, I shouldn't really say slowly because people can cook hot and fast, but it's a consistent way that you do it. So, man, have fun with that cook, man. I wish I was cooking brisket tomorrow. Sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, that's a question for Jean. She's like, nah, that's for you.
It's for you.
So how long does it take to boil pork butt in a 10-pound pork butt? No electricity, just 2 gas burners. How long does it? I have never boiled a pork butt in my life, so I cannot tell you how long it's going to take. The only thing I can tell you is if that's the method you choose to do, just make sure you get it to the correct doneness. So, is that fair enough to say?
Yeah.
So there he is, my man Papa Joe, my man Clarence Joseph. 2 favorite purposes and 2 favorite. Ooh, nice. So, in interest to save money and pantry space, what are your 2 favorite all-purpose and 2 favorite must-have rubs? Okay, so my let me see, all-purpose. If I'm buying them, my all-purpose rubs, what would I go with? One would be, I like the Team Suckle Busters SPG. Absolutely like that one. A second one, all-purpose. Okay, this one I know you guys probably haven't had yet, because I don't even think they sell them yet. But if you remember earlier, I was talking about my brothers, my barbecue brothers on the Northeast Coast there, Johnny Maggs and Greg DiGiorgio. Dude, wait, because there's so many. But they made an all-purpose rub that is like off the hook, and they sent me a sample bottle of it. That one is off the hook. But as I'm saying that, my boy Rick Galindo from San Antonio has a fantastic Trinity rub that he sent me that is absolutely off the hook. So, man, I would say two of those. It depends on the day of the week. Maybe you ask me, but two of those would absolutely be ones that I'd have to pull out and say, yeah, I'm gonna have these. For the two other favorite must-have rubs, one is gonna be that smoke bomb from Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve Shake. I really love that smoke bomb that he came up with. And then for the final one, I'm trying to find a way to throw the dessert rub in there, but you know, I mean, you're not gonna put the dessert rub on. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. I haven't tried it yet. It might be damn good if you put it on brisket or ribs or something. You never know. A candied chicken, right, Gene? So, let me see, man. I don't know. I would say smoke bomb is gonna be one, and then if I absolutely have to pick another one, man, I don't really know. That's so hard. There's so, you know how many rubs I have here, man, and there's so many of them. Man, I don't know, Clarence. I think you got me stumped on that one, brother. Maybe I might have to go with one of the Cosmos. You know, Cosmos makes a lot of great different rubs. So maybe I might have to go with one of those, or even Meat Church Holy Gospel, maybe. You know, so yeah. So Alabama white sauce, spiced up ranch. You know, I guess it's a different way to look at it, but no, not really. I mean, it is a mayonnaise-based sauce. You know, that's got your salt and peppers in it and your ACV, and, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, you don't have dill in it, or I'm not saying you can't, but you don't have dill or any of these other things in it that might be in your homemade ranch. So it's a little bit different, just a little bit different. One thing is funny though, is because I know for me at least, and even when I had people try it when we were doing that barbecue out there, is that whenever people try this Alabama white sauce on its own, no protein, no nothing, just, you know, taste it, it has kind of an off-putting flavor. But when you put it on chicken, like smoked chicken, it's like magic. It's all of a sudden it comes to life. Right. You know, so it's one of those that I would tell you, if you try it directly out of the bottle, you might not like it, but if you put it on some chicken or some pork or something, absolutely, it's one of those sauces that comes to life when it meets that protein. So great question, Pro. So glad to have you on the stream. And again, I don't think I've seen your name on here before, so thank you for popping in here, hanging out with us on a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. So before we continue, I do have to say we got some barbecue royalty that's just made it into our green room. And I had the opportunity to meet this guy last year at the Austin barbecue, you know, March time frame. We got to talk for a little bit, and I got to see him in his element and see his fantastic cooker, and met his lovely wife, and, you know, just got to talk to him a little bit. And, you know, recently we've connected. He started his YouTube channel, and this guy, man, I could sit here and watch him for hours trimming brisket and chicken and ribs and things of that, because I don't have it like that. I'm not a competition cook, and I don't have that attention. I think I have pretty good attention to detail. And then there's these guys, you know, and so Clarence Joseph, welcome to the stream. So glad to have you in here, my brother. How you doing this Saturday afternoon?
Man, life is good, baby. I see you doing your thing. Hey, bro, let me tell you, Alton is a bit of a sandbagger, and you should know that by now. All right, so all that woe is me that he's pulling, ain't nobody falling for that, man. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man. Hey, we living in your world, man. We just hanging out today. We on Barbecue Boulevard, man. We had a cook today that we did for LonestarGrillz, you know, and we decided to pop on afterwards and just hang out with the Dog Pound, man. And, saw you in the chat and had to get you in here, man. So how are you doing?
Man, all is well. I appreciate it. You know, I tried to hit you up earlier with a question, but you were having problems with the audio. Yeah, and you broke camp for a couple of 20 minutes, half an hour. So I was just happy to see that you came back on. Yeah,
Absolutely, man.
absolutely.
Glad you stuck in there with us and came back, man. Not really sure what all was going on because everything on my end looked great. And of course, I had Gene and Federico was like, "Hey, something's going on here," but we
Yeah,
made it back, man. And I saw your question here a couple of minutes ago with the rubs. That was a great question, man. Because you know what? There's so many freaking. I mean, you know, man. You probably
man,
got a pantry full of rubs.
dude.
You know, and Federico tell you, I have my boys come over, and I'm like, look, I get all the stuff that I know I'm gonna use. I'm not getting rid of. This cabinet, you guys can go in there, take anything you want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So man, what you got going on?
Man, not a whole lot, man. I'm laying low. I've got another competition coming up next week. So that is going to be my biggest thing next weekend. You know, I've got daily things that I do to get ready for that. Make sure I keep myself on track.
Nice.
But other than that, nothing going on, man. Laying low. You know, and thanks for plugging that live stream, man. I did that live stream for the first one on Thursday. There were a little bit of nerves there. And I just really felt comfortable having, you know, some people that I'm comfortable with for the first time.
Absolutely.
And man, my boys helped me out. Had some great questions from you guys in the audience. Some of your questions were straight killer, man. Loved them.
Great.
So I'm getting the hang of things, man. I'm really starting to feel this. I'm enjoying it. And I think I'm somewhat in my element, you know, so to speak.
Absolutely. You want to go ahead and plug your YouTube channel, man? So, you know, people out there that don't know, they might need to slide through and check you out.
Man, guys, you ever get a chance, check out Mama and Papa Joe's, you know, MAMAPAPA, Mama and Papa Joe's Barbecue. We're fairly young in terms of YouTube existence. We're going on 5 months. And we just hit the 40 video mark. But I really like to think, you know, while we don't have the quantity, we've got some quality. You know, I like to say I'm going to cook everything from aardvark to zebra. So whatever you're looking for, hopefully I'll hit it at some point. Yes, sir. That's us.
Absolutely.
That is us. Yeah. I don't even know how to put a link in there just yet, but my man, I appreciate you.
Absolutely. But yeah, as I mentioned, man, you know, I was hanging out with you know, my boys Ryan and JB and James, and you know, the list goes on out there at the Austin barbecue last year, and I think it was on that, what was it, Thursday or whatever before the weekend we came out there. You guys were all setting up and this and that and the other. And
yeah.
Ryan and I were kind of strolling around, and I looked up and I saw this badass pit that had this paint job on it. I'm like, damn, who is? So, you know, oh, that's my boy CJ. It's like, oh, okay, let's go talk to CJ. And man, you guys were absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you know, you didn't know who I was, and you spent your time just kind of hanging out and talking, you and your lovely wife, and showing us the pit you had there. And then come to find out, Fed, remember we went to the San Antonio the San Antonio cook-off, right? Remember that? Guess who won it? This guy won it. So now I say that to say that this guy knows what he's doing when it comes to competition barbecue and all that, man. And I had no clue who I was in front of, man. And I just got to thank you, man, for just being an awesome, you know, an awesome guy, you know, and the first, and being able to just share what you do. Because I'm telling you, if you really get into watching somebody that's meticulous about what they do and how they do it, and trimming brisket and ribs, this right here is the guy to follow, man. I guarantee you.
And, you know, I'm one of those, man, unless I run into you in rapid succession 3 or 4 times, I just don't do well faces and names. And at that point, this was last March. I hadn't yet started the YouTube. And when I finally pulled the trigger on the YouTube, and I started watching, you know, videos out there to see what people were doing, how they were handling things, some of the equipment. I ran across Dawgfatha, and it never once hit me until maybe 8 to 10 of his videos into it, I know this man right here. You know, I mean, he was so low key while we were at the Austin rodeo. You wouldn't have thought he was some sort of YouTube star or whatnot, but here he is, man, going on 100,000 subscribers and really making it happen. That voice, that delivery style, you know, I just want to sit up with some yak and listen to him, man. I mean, he's got that Barry White thing going. Yeah,
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that, man. I don't hear it, but hey, it's all good.
Yeah. And bro, I'm telling you, man, your style, your instruction method, and doing those videos are just so simple, succinct, straight to the point, man. No wiggle room in there for anybody to misconstrue something, man. I think that is why people love them the way they do, man. Awesome job, man. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Bro, hey, man, I really appreciate that, and that's what, you know, that's what I try to do, is just make it simple. I'm not trying to give you all the keys. I don't have all the keys, but if you get some basic principles, you can play around with it. You know, don't be afraid to play around with it, and don't stick to, if somebody says, well, like earlier we were talking about the rib method, you know, the 3-2-1, 2-2-1, whatever. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to subscribe specifically to that. You know, just use it as kind of a, you know, whatever to kind of gauge what you're looking for. Maybe you might be an hour and a half. You might make it an hour and 10. It just depends on what you like. So I really appreciate that, man. And I try to listen to what people tell me as far as what they want. You know, I'm trying to make it simple. I want everybody to, this is a phenomenal pastime that we have in making barbecue, you know, and making friendships and developing family members, because that's what we call it, man. It's #barbecue fam. You meet people, you get to hang out with people, you get to learn different things, and you got a lot of people that love eating barbecue, but they don't know how to cook barbecue. They don't know what to do. And you know what? Again, I've said it before. I don't care if you're not cooking on an offset cooker. Cook on a pellet smoker if that's what you got. Cook on a Weber kettle if that's what you got. Just cook. Just enjoy it. Don't listen to people telling you, oh, if you're not using an offset, you're not making barbecue, man. I'm an all-inclusive kind of guy. I want people from all walks of life to come out here and enjoy this, because you know what? It would be selfish. It would be selfish for us to have what we do, you know, and it's so fun doing it, and it's so rewarding, to just keep it for ourselves. You know,
I tell them, I said, if I am not doing a class here at the house, a private class here at the house, I'm cooking on one of my Traegers. I'm cooking on a pellet grill. And I've heard the people, I've heard the comments. Oh man, that's an oven, that's not dude. You can make barbecue on whatever you got, man. You can make barbecue and good barbecue on whatever you got. And if you don't appreciate the convenience and the versatility of a pellet grill, hey, and you're missing out. Yeah,
absolutely,
you're missing out. Yeah.
And I tell you what, you know, there's cooking and making videos, and then there's cooking and making videos. You know, if you want to make videos that people are going to gravitate to, you kind of have to listen to the direction your channel takes.
Oh yeah.
No matter what you do, you know, you can be the most phenomenal offset cooker in the world, but if for some whatever reason you made a pellet smoker cook and all of a sudden it took off, that's what people are expecting to see, and that's what they want to see from you. You know, and so you kind of have to give them, which interesting, because we're talking about this the other day. I read a comment, somebody left, and they said, oh, this guy isn't from Texas. You know, he's using a pellet smoker. I bet you he doesn't even really know how to barbecue. And, you know, and you read this stuff and it's like, I just start laughing, you know, and it's like, you know me, Fed. You know me for years. I want to jump in there and start, you know what? Nah, I'm just let it go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just let it go. Because you know what? What am I proving? I don't have anything to prove, man. I love cooking on my offset cooker. I'm a stick burner by heart. But hey, this is what people want to see. This is what I'm going to give them, you know, and then we're going to venture into, you know, we're going to venture back into doing some offset cooks and, you know, burn some splits. And I know one thing that we're going to do, Fed. One thing we're going to do, and we're gonna bust out the camera. You're gonna get that camera work in. We're gonna hook up with my man Clarence Joseph, man, and we're gonna have us a little joint cook session,
Man, that would
and just
be
hang
awesome.
out, wouldn't
That
it?
would
Wouldn't
be
it?
awesome. Yeah,
Maybe we can get a
be
JB
awesome, man.
involved and get Ryan
Yeah.
involved, and
Yeah.
man, it'll be a phenomenal time. But hey, I want you to expand on something. We got asked here a little while ago about the Pitmaster moniker. What do you think about, you know, people titling themselves Pitmaster or whatever? What makes you a Pitmaster in your opinion?
You just use the right terminology, you know, titling themselves. Most everyone that I know with that title has anointed themselves. They've given it to themselves, you know. If and when people choose to call you a pitmaster, you know, that is fine. That is absolutely fine. But most everybody we know, man, have given themselves that title. And like you said, a true pitmaster, man, is able to produce a quality product on just about any pit. You know, a true pit master, I think, has to be able to look at a pit, light a fire in that pit, and once they recognize the temperature variance in that pit, that's all they need, and they should be able to produce on that pit. That's a true pit master. You know, most of these guys out here who call themselves pit masters, they cook on the one pit time and time again, every day, every other day, and they call themselves pit masters. You throw something different at them, then they're lost. Then they're
Brain
lost.
locked up.
Yeah, then they're lost. And I've never called myself a pit master, but I used to do I do private classes where I allow a student to bring their pit to my house, because I think if you really want to take a class, man, you don't want to see me cook on my pit. Let's see what we can turn out on your pit. And to date, I've probably given 50, 60 private classes, and there hasn't been a student that has left my house unsatisfied with the way I ran that class on their pit. And I've cooked on everything, man, from drums to reverse flows to, I mean, just the whole gamut of pits. And we produce quality. And most of these students have gone out there to really do great things with in competition. So the pitmaster moniker, I think, is overrated, man. Once you've learned and you've really internalized the basics of producing a quality product, you can pretty much do it on anything, man, and do it well. But in the meantime, stop calling yourself pit masters, man. Just enjoy what you're doing. Yeah, just enjoy what you're doing.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people do get hung up with the terminology in pitmaster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and thinking that it means some special whatever. Yeah. And you know what? I think Madwood hit it on the head here, you know, when he says, I'm not a pitmaster, just a barbecue guy. You know, and that's what I tell people, man. I'm just a guy that likes to cook. You know, I like to cook barbecue, whatever grill it might be on. You know, but barbecue pitmaster, I don't know.
Not even necessary.
No,
not necessary. No.
Not at all. Now, what say you, Fed? You got anything you want to add on that?
Man, I think y'all hit on the head. And you know, Mr. Clarence also said just exactly what I was saying earlier, which is, you know, if you really know what you're doing, you know, fire management, you understand proteins, you should be able to do it on anything. You know, like he said, once you figure out how that particular instrument you're using works, then you should be able to be off and running, right? And it's funny because you don't hear people call themselves chefs. Some people may know how to cook or whatever, but they don't run around talking about I'm a chef, right? So barbecue is one of those only things where somehow it got out there that I can call myself a pit master so that people can believe in me. You know?
Shots fired. That's what it sounds like, man. That sounds like shots fired right there. But hey, you're right. You're right, fam. Absolutely. You're right. So hey, Gene, you have any more questions for us here? What you got? Let's see. Is almond wood a good choice to use for a brisket? Ooh, very interesting. Because I know me, for one, I've never used almond wood. I don't know, Clarence, have you ever used almond wood?
No, I have never used almond wood.
It wouldn't be bad. I don't think it's a nut wood.
I don't. You know, anything in that family of nut woods should really complement brisket well.
You would think so.
I wouldn't think twice if it was available. And the only reason I haven't used it is it's not something that's readily available.
Absolutely.
But that should work. Absolutely.
I think that would be interesting. Mm-hmm. I would imagine it has a great earthy, nutty tone to it.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, man, combining that with some good brisket, you know, and get that salt and that coarse ground. Yeah, man. I think that would absolutely be pretty good.
Do. Yeah, you know how we do.
So what you got, Gene? All right, so Henry says, I have a question, guys. Is it possible to slow smoke a New York strip roast in the same way as a brisket, or will it just dry out? Fed, I'm gonna give that to you. Our apprentice. So Clarence, just so you know, my man Federico here is kind of our apprentice. Should I say pit master? No, he's our apprentice barbecue cook that's kind of learning some of the things, and he's also the official photographer for my channel or whatever. But you know, every time we hook up and do cooks, he gets to play around and learn little things. So go ahead, Fed. Let's see what you have to say about this one.
You know what's funny? We were just talking about a New York strip earlier. We were just talking about New York strip earlier because I just put some steaks on yesterday. You know, I normally cook ribeye, but the New York strip, I was noticing, you know, there's not as much fat in there, right? So when you look at the New York strip, you've got that large fat there on the edge, but there's not a lot of marbling. So I would think that with the New York strip roast, which I've actually never had, you do have a higher potential to dry it out because you're not going to have a high fat content in that roast, right? So I would think that that's where maybe you get into the guys that might be doing some injecting. If you're doing, you know, obviously if you're cooking it slow, you're going to want to watch your temps, and you know, you're going to want to probably, I would think you would end up wrapping it maybe a little sooner than normal, just because of the fact that it's going to dry out quicker than I think a brisket would, just based on the little bit that I know about, you know, the lean cut that it is. I don't know. Tell me where I'm at on answering the question.
You know,
for a New York strip, you know, like you said, they're going to be a little more lean. And people, for you guys out there that don't know New York strip, think about your T-bone steak. You know, you've got your one side that is the loin. That's the smaller side that's like super, super tender. If it's cooked right, it's super, super tender. And then the other side of that bone of the T is your New York strip. Now, here's the thing. Now, I typically, for the longest time, didn't like New York strips because I thought, like you said, they were kind of lean and they kind of, you know, sometimes get kind of tough and dry or whatever, until I started buying better quality. You know, and so when you start buying the better quality, you know, where you're getting some upper choice or a lower prime to full prime or what have you, it's got more fat in it. So the next time you go to Costco, I'm gonna challenge you to look at the New York strips that they have there. Look at some that they have that are choice, and look at some that they have a prime. And because of the way that they do the grading of the cow we've talked about before, it's only one cut that they go and they take their measurements and everything from, that they grade that entire cow on, and they might determine this is choice or this one's prime. But then when you see the steaks cut and they're in the case, you might see a choice that looks like it's got more fat in it than the prime does. But again, it was because they did that one cut. It doesn't mean that this choice is not as good as this prime. It just means you just scored a home run finding some New York strip that's a choice that's very well marbled versus a prime that may not be as marbled as much. Okay. So with that said, for me, it changed my opinion on how I look at New York strips. Now, my man is asking about doing it as a roast, where you got the entire New York strip roast and cooking it like a brisket. Now, I've never done that. And honestly, I don't think I would even think to do that, you know, because a New York strip that's you know, that's prime or choice, that's marbled, it's just a fantastic cut of meat. that basically I wouldn't want to take that, past 130, 134 degrees, maybe tops. I don't think I want to take it past that, because to me, it's kind of like I've said before, when, we've had plenty of people here cooking steaks and teaching people how to cook steaks. And if you tell me you want your steak well done, I'll cook it to medium rare and give it to you. You can go throw it in the microwave and ruin it yourself. That's just the way that I kind of roll with it. So anyway, what I'm saying is that with a New York strip roast, given the question that he's asked, I probably would still approach it like I would do a steak as far as the temperatures go, because again, think about this for a second. Why do we cook a brisket slow or even hot and fast, but over a duration of time? Because brisket is a tough cut. It's a muscle that's weight bearing, for the animal. And it's a tough muscle you got to break down. And so therefore, that's why we cook it slower or longer, to push those, render the fat out, so you break down the connective tissues to make it soft. You don't really have to do that with a New York strip. You don't have to do that with a ribeye. It's already going to be a more tender cut. So, I mean, that's my thought process on it. I don't know. What do you think there, Clarence?
Man, I treat it the same way I treat especially if it's a quality strip roast. I treat it the same way I treat a ribeye roast. I low smoke it, 220, 225 for give or take an hour, based on, and especially if you've got one of those internal thermometers, the monitor, you take it to about 110. And then, man, just hit it with that hot grill to get you some color and some bark. And again, you're looking to pull someplace in that neighborhood, 128, 130. And I don't think you're going to have any issues. But to really think that you're going to smoke in order to completely cook a steak, a roast like that, isn't practical. You're gonna miss out on that bark, on that char that's really, really delicious on that exterior. So treat it like a ribeye roast, man. Slow smoke it for however long it takes, hour and a half, maybe based on your temperature. And again, this is where a pellet grill, something that you can control temperature, really comes into play. Choose the wood of your choice, the fuel of your choice, and once you reach that 110, 115, slam it on a hot grill, a Weber or something, to get that sear, to get that color, man, and you're looking to pull right around 128 to 130, and you should have a beautiful finished product.
Absolutely. And you know what? And Clarence hit it on the head, man, with that reverse sear. That's what that's called. You smoke it on the front end, get it to that 110, 115, whatever range you decide you want to go to. And then you really kick up your temperature on your grill and finish it off to that, 128, 130 degree, range or whatever. And I always tell people whenever they come to me about what's the best way, I got this big, thick 3-inch porterhouse steak, what? Dude, reverse sear. I'm always going to tell people reverse sear. Absolutely. And if you really want to kick it up, you go ahead and salt brine it. Salt brine it. Yeah, man. You put it on a rack, cover it with some good salt. I use kosher salt, and I'll put it with some good kosher salt and maybe some rosemary, pop it in the refrigerator and let it hang out, overnight if you can, but let it hang out for some hours. You talk about, because so you guys that don't know this, like when you do that, it basically, you pull moisture out of your meat that then mixes with that salt, dissolves the salt, and then reabsorbs back into your steak. And it just gives you a good flavor through that meat. I mean, it's phenomenal. There's nothing better than that, dude. And then you go and reverse sear it. Come on, man. Come on. Great stuff.
That additional drying in the fridge, man, based on how early or how late you put your last bit of seasonings on there, the drier that steak is, the better the colors, the better the caramelization, that what is it, the Maillard reaction you'll get off of that grill. as opposed to a wet, freshly pulled out of the refrigerator or rinsed off steak. Remember to keep your meat, your steaks dry as possible, and you'll really love the end result.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. That makes I might have to pull one of them tomahawks out of the freezer now, man. Do that up tomorrow, because man, this steak talk. I'm telling you, I love. You know me, I love some great steak, man. So,
Oh yeah,
great question there, Henry.
Quick cook. Yeah.
Hey, what was that, CJ?
I said it's such a quick cook, man.
Absolutely. That's why I think the SCA is taking off so much, is because it's that one day cook thing. You know, people can show up with their grills, get their meat, cook their meat, get their award, or, get a good joint time or whatever it might be, fellowship, and then, hey, I'm off. See you next week,
Yeah, they're home before dark.
Absolutely. Not like you guys now. You guys are out there for the long haul, man. Y'all are out there for 2-3 days, whatever, doing your thing.
It's sometimes 36 going on 40 plus hours, man.
Man, I tell you what. So let's see. So my man Shane says, do you ever use two different types of wood for smoking? Like on an 8-hour cook, use hickory for the first 4 and different type for the last 4. I tell you what, let me pass that over to CJ. Let you handle that one first.
I will tell you, especially when you come when it comes to a flavored wood like a hickory, it's going to be more expensive than oak. So I would suggest that in your first 3 to 4 hours, that is when you want to use your flavored woods. That's when your meat is going to accept the most smoke, complementary smoke. So if you're looking to use hickory on the back end, it's pretty much going to be a waste of your flavored wood. Again, that more expensive wood. So no, I would do a combination up front for that first 3 to 4 hours, because after that, your meat has gotten just about all the smoke it needs or will absorb. Anything after that is going to be overkill.
Absolutely, absolutely. I 100% agree. I have done, and I'm sure CJ has done as well. I think Fed, you probably even done it with a combination of woods. And typically, I know for me, I might go oak, pecan, and hickory.
Yep.
And I'll do that, on the front end of the cook. I don't, oh, well, at this mark, I'm going to stop using this wood or whatever. I'll pretty much do it through the duration of the smoke period. Because CJ hit it on the head. I think typically somewhere around, 140 degrees, maybe. You probably, once you got to that, you're probably not going to get any more smoke on, and it's just going to be taking the heat to finish cooking the meat. And so what I might do is I might start, like he said, on the front end of that cook, using whatever blends of wood I want to do until I know I've gotten to that point where I know that it's gotten the smoke flavor that it's going to get. And then I'll cut back and just to use my oak, because oak is one of those plentiful woods, that we can burn down and use for coals. Because you remember, coals gives you your heat and wood gives you your flavor. So we can burn down that oak to the coals that we need to finish off the cook. So if you're thinking about it, Shane, to try different woods, a blend of woods, as CJ just said, put it in on the front end of that cook, and then use whatever is the cheapest source of wood that you can get on the back end of the cook to finish it off, especially if you're going to wrap it. Yeah, you don't need to use any of these other expensive woods or whatever, because at that point, once you wrap it, you're just needing the heat. And I'll even go you one further. If you are just cooking one brisket, you're not cooking a bunch of stuff or whatever, and say it's just one brisket or one pork shoulder or whatever it might be. Once you get to that point where you're wrapping it, put it in the oven. You don't necessarily have to finish it on a grill. You can take it in the house and put it in the oven, and put your oven on 275 degrees or whatever your cooking temperature is, and finish it off to the tenderness that you want in the oven. Save your wood. So absolutely. In fact, people would ask me a lot, when they first started, how do they, do a brisket? They're not very good at, maintaining temperatures. And I said, well, man, if you can maintain your temperatures long enough to get the smoke on the meat, take it out, put it in the oven and finish it. You can absolutely do that. There's no rules to it, man. It's not a competition. You're not at a competition to it.
You're at home, man. You're in your castle. You do what you want to do.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid. So Felipe says, I've heard you have to inject with the grain. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to yield this one to the pro right here, because Clarence, I'm sure you've injected your fair share of briskets.
I don't know where that myth came from. Injecting with the grain. It's an absolute myth as far as I'm concerned. And in my class, you know, I show my students, I inject sideways, upside down, backwards. I put that brisket, rub it down, inject. And for a lot of cooks, they're with the belief that if you inject against the grain, it causes staining. I don't care how you inject your brisket. If you're using a dark injection, it's going to stain that brisket for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It's going to, and I don't care how you inject the dark injection with the grain, against the grain, it's going to leave marks. I inject my briskets every which way, and I've never had a problem with staining because I use an appropriately colored injection as far as I'm concerned. There's some injections out there that are really, really dark. I mean, when they're made up, they look like a light soy sauce. I've seen some that turn a little orange, and yes, they do leave marks. So that could be the only issue why I believe that question came about. Maybe staining. But no, I inject against the grain. I inject with the grain. It doesn't make a difference. And I think the more directions you can inject that brisket in, the more injection will hold into that piece of meat, especially brisket. Because very often when you inject with the grain and with brisket, that injection just follows those muscle striations. And based on how close you are to the opposite end, it shoots right out that opposite end. I don't know if you've ever seen that. So I often find that when I'm injecting across the grain, I get a lot more to stay in as opposed to with the grain.
I absolutely agree. I don't, inject very often because I'm doing backyard barbecue. You know, I've played around with it when, you watch these YouTube videos, and people say, oh, you got to inject. And so I went through that and then realized, because I am one of those that I'm going to play around with people saying, and then I'm going to try my own thing. And I realized I don't need to inject. For me, it was kind of a waste, for what I was looking for, know, so. Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you don't inject. I'm just saying, you know what, play around with it. Maybe you might find that injection is your thing, and you might find maybe injection is not your thing. So, but as long as you get it injected.
Yes, I want to tell folks, at home, there's no need for those injection powders that competition cooks use. I mean, if you really, let's say you're not buying the highest grade of meat, maybe you're buying a choice or maybe even a select. Yes, a select brisket can use some additional moisture. Guys,
absolutely.
Gals, all you need is some simple, man. Maybe you want to season that.
Yep. I think we lost him. I think we lost you, Clarence. Well, let's see here. All right. Well, I think we lost our man Clarence there for a minute. You still hear me, right? We're still good, right?
Yeah, I still hear you, yeah. I lost, yeah.
Thought maybe maybe he's back now. Nope, not just yet. But guys, yeah, I agree with Clarence is saying. I don't think you necessarily need to inject, but you know what? Play around with it and see if it works for you. And if it works for you, maybe that's something you go with. But moving on, Pro, my man Pro says Cajun seasoned brisket. What you think about that, Fed?
Cajun seasoned brisket. That's interesting. That's interesting. I think I can't say that I've ever had anything even close to that.
No.
That would be very interesting. What do you think?
Hey, I think go for it.
Yeah.
I like Cajun seasoning. Whenever I use it, on poultry. I haven't tried it on a brisket. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm definitely one of those guys. I'm going to tell you, try it, man. Everybody's going to have their different flavor profiles that they like. Like I've said before, and I've said it a million times, I love my regular salt and pepper, but I still play around with other rubs. I still go out and try, the latest and greatest and try it out and see how it works for me. And it might be damn good. Maybe it might be better than salt and pepper to me. Maybe not. I won't know unless I try it. But definitely Cajun brisket, man, I would absolutely say go for it, man. And you know what? Let me know how it turns out for you. Maybe that might be something we might have to try out and put it on the channel. So Pro also comes back with what's on the menu tonight for dinner. So what's on the menu tonight for dinner, man? Again, we got pork chops we did today. We grilled up some bone-in pork chops and did some sweet potatoes, some grilled sweet potatoes. And then we, off camera, off live stream, we decided, you know what, we went this far. We made some grilled sweet potato spears. Why not make some sweet potato mash? So we absolutely jumped in and we made some sweet potato mash, as well as when we did the grilled sweet potato spears today to go along with these pork chops, Pro. So that's what we've done, and we've made those. I guess we finished that live stream about 2:30 or so, and it's been in the oven. Remember earlier, I'm referring back, see how my timing and everything is right. I'm referring back to a previous question where somebody said, well, when you do barbecue, how can you hold it even if you're going to eat it hours later? And what we did was I didn't fire up my food warmer. We just fired up the oven, put the oven on 150 degrees and set that food in there, and it's going to be piping hot when we're ready to eat it. So that's what we got going on. That's what's happening for our dinner tonight. So my man Darnell Manley,
this is where one of those awesome pellet grills come in, man. Especially if you got a pellet grill with that warming feature.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't continue to cook. It just hovers right there at that nice temperature to keep your food hot and ready for your guests.
Absolutely. Just guys, just remember, if you're going to try and hold your hot foods like that, just remember these numbers: 40, 140. You either want to be below 40 or above 140. Do not, third time, do not sit in between those for a duration of time, because that's when stuff starts growing and that's when you start getting people sick. So you definitely want to stay below 40 or above 140. So Darnell Manley says, I call myself an up-and-coming pit master because cooking is never-ending learning process, and you are absolutely right. My man right there hit it on the head, because you know what? There's times that I think I absolutely know what I'm doing with a cook, and then you have some sort of variable pops in, something happens, and that's where I think taking notes when you are doing a cook comes in very valuable, because you can note down, what is different. Okay, if I just did this cook and I nailed it, I know that I made this brisket, it was perfect, man. The point folded over the flat, I mean, it was just perfect. How can I repeat this? And I come back out the next time and I do the same thing. Well, what was different? I can compare notes and I can say, oh, well, you know what? This day where I made it, where it's absolutely perfect, I ran the pit at 275 and the ambient temperature outside that day was 75 degrees. And, this and that and the other, and it was all perfect. And then this cook, I ran it at 275, but then the ambient temperature that day was 40 degrees with a cold front. Maybe it comes out a little different. So all of these different little things kind of play a factor in the success of your cook after that duration of time. And sometimes what's really tricky about it is you can have some of these variables come into play within that cook, and you don't even identify it or notice it until you get to that 12th hour. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden you got this cook that didn't turn out like you wanted it to, and you thought you did everything the same exact way. I'm sure, Clarence, man, with all the cooking that you do and the amount of time that you do these cooks for, I'm sure you probably had a lot of different variables you've had to overcome, right?
Man, there are just so many, especially for competition, the wind, how the wind affects everything you do. It affects your heating, affects your cool. I mean, the wind absolutely can play havoc on you at a competition. So you got to find a way to mitigate. You got to find a way to adjust. What I love about my current competition pit, man, we've got a stack edition that removable. that I can put on and just rotate it based on the direction of the wind. Because sometimes that wind wants to blow down your stack and really screw up your temperatures. It blows into your chamber based on how your pit is set up. And when that occurs, for me, now all I got to do is just get up there, put my stack on, and just rotate. It also helps me in wet weather. Now that rain isn't going to come right down my stack because the stack is just a little curved in this manner. So that's one of the things I have done. I have always found, like, I cook my chicken on a separate, like a Weber type grill. Windy days, cold days, I make sure I move it behind cover because a cool day, a windy day can add an additional 15 minutes to your cook. You know, if you're used to your chicken being finished in an hour, it's a windy day, it's a cold day, man. Now it's an hour and a half. Do you want to add more charcoals? I count the number of charcoals I put in my pit when I'm doing my competition chicken. Now, do I need to add 5 additional briquettes? Do I need to add 6 additional? I mean, there's just so many variables that you got to play with when you're looking at things from a competition standpoint, where time is an issue. At home, while there are things to think about, you've got all the time for the most part that you need. So if your chicken is a little slower, you know, whatever, I'll just eat a half an hour later. So it's not that big a deal as it would be at a competition. But even at home, man, there are things you got to think about. Is it a cold day? Do you need to put a welder's blanket over your pit's chamber based on what you've got? You know, is your pit insulated? Is it not? So maybe you want to put it, you don't have a welder's blanket, grab some old towels, grab a blanket out of the shed or whatever the case might be. But just different things. If you've got the wind blowing on your back porch where your pit is, do you want to put up a wind block? All these little things can help you out. And for the new cook, for the novice cook, they might not realize, you know, hey, this wind is blowing down my stack. This wind is blowing into my chamber, and that is why my pit won't get above 225, won't get above 250. So just lots of little things, man, that you learn. And for the most part, the only way to learn them, man, is to get out there and cook and experience them.
Man, I hear that, man, and you absolutely hit it on the head, man. The only way you're going to learn these things is just by getting out there and experiencing it, you know. So guys, don't be afraid to fail, you know, because when you're failing, you're learning something. Hopefully you're learning something, you know. So I can't sit here and tell you that every cook I've made has been perfect, you know, but I learn. But you absolutely learn along the way. And that's pretty much the name of the game, man. Is the goals that I have whenever I fire up a pit to cook is to try and make this cut just a little bit better than the last one. You know, and maybe you're not talking about, you know, a flavor profile. Maybe you're talking about tenderness. Maybe you're talking about color. You know, maybe you're talking about bark retention. You know, maybe you're talking about how well you maintain temperatures. You know, you hear people talking about how they maintain temperatures within plus or minus 5 degrees. And I can absolutely tell you that, you know, through all the years I've been barbecuing, I've never gotten dialed in to plus or minus 5 degrees. You know, I can get a pretty tight window, but plus or 5 is kind of that unicorn for me, you know. But those are just the types of things that if you're trying to, you know, push yourself to get better at your craft, maybe you pick one of these things that you want to work on for this particular cook. And if you want to practice fire management, it doesn't mean you always have to have meat on the grill. You know, maybe you get some charcoal, you get some wood out there and you start practicing. Maybe it's a great time for you to clean the grill and maybe re-season it and practice with your fire management for seasoning the grill. But you just try and pick something that you're working on for each time you fire up that grill to say that, hey, this was a successful cook, you know. So just want to throw that out there to you guys. We're going to get ready to wrap it up here pretty quick. But we're gonna catch this last comment here, guys. I'm sorry if we didn't get your comment. We've been on for 2 hours here. You know, and again, like I said, we did a live stream, cook earlier today. We made some food. We've got some hungry bellies in the house that are wanting to eat, you know, and so we kind of got to wrap it up here so that we can get the little ones fed and off. I guess we're gonna have to go get some ice cream or something, man, because you know they've been kind of patient, you know. But let's see. So Raymond says I screwed up and used only pecan wood one time on a brisket that had a bitter taste. A little pecan with oak and mesquite is really good. What's your opinion? My opinion, I've cooked with only pecan before, and I don't think I've had a bitter taste. I think the only time, Raymond, and I'm not saying this is what happened to you, but I'm saying that I know for me, whenever I've had bitter tasting barbecue, whether it's something I made or whether it's something I had at a place, it's been a dirty burn, you know, where you don't have enough oxygen and your wood starts to smolder and it doesn't give a good clean burn throughout the cook. Now, here's the thing. You can have a dirty burn a little bit, you know, in a cook and you can be okay. But you don't want to have it for a duration of time. You know, you don't want it for a long time. And what do I mean by dirty burn? If you guys are out there, hey, Cypress Blue, I just saw you in there. Hey, how you doing? Glad to have you in here, Laura. If you have a dirty burn, you're going to see thick white smoke coming out of your smokestack or back pressure out of your firebox. You don't want that, you know. And typically, I think when you get dialed in, fed, you've been here, and I'm sure CJ has gone through the same things. You'll be hanging out, you know, and we're watching a game or whatever it might be, having a few beverages, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'll be back. And they're like, man, what the hell is wrong with him? And I'm like, dude, I smell it. We got a dirty burn, you know, or we're burning too hot. You know, and even today, you know, kicking us, I said, man, it's hot. I can smell it. And you're like, dude, what are you talking about? You can get to where you get so tuned in that you'll smell it, you know, when your pit is too hot or when it's not breathing enough, and you can smell the something about, I don't know, maybe Clarence has a better idea for putting it into words, but I know for me, it's a different smell when that wood is smoldering versus when it's burning clean. Obviously, you can see it, but you get so tuned in, at least for me, I can smell it. What do you think, CJ?
More than likely, man, he used some wood that wasn't fully seasoned, and I know about that from experience. You know, if you're getting bitter, you're using some green wood to a degree, and this takes me to a story. I don't know, I can't remember what year it was. Late early 2000s. I was still in the military. I was stationed in Georgia. We came to San Antonio for a softball tournament. And while I was here, man, I bought my first offset. I bought a New Braunfels, Oklahoma Joe's offset from Barbecues Galore. Drove it back to Georgia, me and my boys. Couldn't wait to get it hooked up, set up, and cranked up. Ran out. I bought a bunch of hickory. And let me tell you up front, I wasn't nowhere to cook, or I didn't have the knowledge I have today back then. Fired it up, man, and threw on some chicken and some ribs and whatnot. And I remember, you know, hearing the fire popping, snap, crackle, pop. I even remember seeing juices bubbling on the ends of the wood, on the ends of the sticks. But I never gave it a second thought, you know, never gave it a second thought. We finished the cook, man, and we go to start eating, and I'm talking about the bitter taste, the acrid taste, the smell was just absolutely, and that was just a lesson learned right then and there about unseasoned wood. So that same bitter taste that the question I spoke about, I think is caused by that green wood. When you start burning a dirty fire simply because your logs aren't burning or something, you tend to get more of a fuel taste.
It's that creosote.
Yeah. There you go. That's the taste you tend to get more of, as opposed to a bitter taste. But Either one, none of them are good.
No. You know, and the bad thing about it is, you know, you can go to barbecue joints and get that barbecue, and then you are burping this stuff up for the next 2 days or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then you hear people say, man, I don't like a lot of smoke on my barbecue. And I'm like, dude, if you don't like a lot of smoke as you're speaking about it, that means you probably had a bad experience.
Yeah.
You know, but I think whenever you have a good, clean burn, the smoke flavor is not the primary flavor taste.
It's a compliment.
When you bite into the exactly, you know, you're gonna taste that meat.
Yeah.
Unless somebody over seasoned it, you know, and they just really dominated the meat with their whatever rub they're using. But if you're using a good appropriate amount of rub for the protein you're cooking, you're gonna taste that meat, and then you're gonna taste that, you know, the saltiness, the savoriness, and then you might get that hint of that smoke, you know, come in. All of them work together to make a great tasting bite of barbecue. But if it's bitter, in my opinion, you know, I typically lean towards it's probably not a clean burn that may give you that bitterness. So because I have done cooks, like I said, with all pecan and haven't really had an issue with it. So I think maybe it might be either what Clarence is saying, it might be a unseasoned piece of wood. If you're running an offset, one of the things you can do is preheat your wood, you know, and if your firebox is big enough that you can set the wood split your next. I mean, the whole fire management and the picking the right wood, that's a whole nother live stream we can get into. But you get your next piece of wood ready. You can set it inside your firebox. If your firebox is big enough that it can accommodate it, where it cannot catch fire, but the heat draws that moisture out of it so that when it's time to put it on, you can put it on and it'll go up in flames pretty quickly and not sit there smoldering for a long time. I've even seen where people will actually preheat in the cooking chamber. You know, if they've got room inside the cooking chamber, they might put it in there. They might actually put wood splits in there to dam the airflow too. I don't know if you've seen that, Fed, but you know, you'll have rolls of briskets in there, and they put, you know, you've seen some of these. I've seen some of these videos of some pits where they have this really strong draw where you can look in the firebox and you can see the flame leaning over sideways. You know, the flames are leaning over sideways because that draw is so hard. And the first thing I think is, man, that pit is not going to be that efficient, you know, and it's just, in my opinion, because I think it's going to pull so hard, it's going to burn through your wood really, really fast. Not only that, but you've got such a strong convection that you're probably going to have, if you've got any edges on anything, I guarantee you they're going to crisp up. You know, so you'll have places that have these pits that they do have a strong convection. So they'll put wood splits inside the cooking chamber to basically dam to protect the meat, you know, and have that.
Also to slow down that escaping smoke.
Yep, absolutely.
You still want that smoke to hug and caress that piece of meat before it exits that stack.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, there is just so much.
Yeah.
There's so much knowledge that you get and this is why I say every single time, and I think even Darnell had mentioned it earlier, that you know what, you're learning each and every time you fire up the pit, there is something to learn. Absolutely. You can have your complete method you think is foolproof or what have you, but there's always going to be something about that cook that you might learn that you didn't before, you know. So I say that to say basically, hey, humble yourself sometimes and just pay attention to what your pit is telling you, because your pit's going to talk to you. You just got to listen. You just got to listen. Whether it's an offset or a pellet smoker or whatever kettle or a PBC, it really doesn't matter, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but hey, man, I think we're going to go ahead and get this wrapped up. And as Cypress Blue says right there, Clarence, thank you for your service, for being in the military. We really appreciate your sacrifice and, you know, fighting for our country and making it to where we can do what we're doing just like this, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Love you, Bars.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And we're going to make this happen. We're going to have to figure out sometime we're going to have to get together and do a cut. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So, Federico, you have anything else you want to say to the dog pound before we get out of here tonight?
I love y'all. Be safe.
All right, guys, y'all take care.
All right,
Love
see
some
you.
hair
Take it
grease.
easy, guys. We'll see y'all in the next live stream, guys. Peace.